I am a restructuring lawyer. I practice at the law firm Cassels, Blackwell in Toronto. And how I came to become a restructuring lawyer is an interesting path. I was a law student at the University of Windsor, Ontario, and started an opportunity in New York in 2003. Had no idea what restructuring was all about. I was at a big firm in New York, thrown into it with an opportunity given to me, and absolutely began to love it. It's a very contentious practice. It involves a lot of confrontation between parties, creditors and debtors, and I'm a type of person that has a lot of energy and brings a lot of energy to everything I do, and I fell in love with the practice. Had no idea of what it meant to be a restructuring lawyer, and within a week or two of being engaged in big matters where parties were litigating issues that you'd read about in the press, I was in love with it. In 2010, I had a discussion with my wife about starting a family, and we decided jointly that Toronto was a better place to have that start. And we moved to Toronto again in 2010, and I joined a major law firm in Canada and continued my restructuring practice in Toronto. The qualities that I think I have that are most beneficial to clients are creativity, first and foremost, and energy. The practice that I'm involved in is a fast-paced practice. It's one that people call often the fire drill type practice, where things are moving very quickly every day and no 2 days are the same. And I bring a lot of energy and excitement to the practice. I am never afraid of a challenge, and I'm always looking for ways to bring the creative side of myself out into the file. I have had a number of mentors over the years, particularly in New York in my early days. One of the first pieces of advice that I got from a very senior lawyer at the time named Ira Dizengoff at Aiken Gump was, no matter how confrontational the practice gets, remember that the other lawyer on the other side of the table or on the phone is still a lawyer, and they are a colleague of yours in this practice. And so no matter how confrontational it gets, treat them with respect. And I've carried that through to this day, and I never try to take issues personally. I want to win and succeed, but I always make sure that at the end of the day, civility is a part of this practice and a part of the practice that I engage in. I am involved in the education of the next generation of lawyers. I teach the University of Windsor Law School's bankruptcy course every year. I've done it for the last 4 years, and I find that particularly rewarding. What's even more rewarding is when one of the students in my class ends up at the law firm that I'm at, and that's happened now twice since I've been back in Canada. And it's particularly rewarding to see that person and them tell you about what they loved about the class, also what they didn't like, but most importantly what they liked. To me, teamwork goes beyond just within the firm. It extends to the clients. Teamwork means working together and understanding the objectives of the mandate that you've been hired to do. And that includes the client understanding your limitations as a professional and their limitations as a business person. And when people do not step on each other's toes and we're working as efficiently as possible, the team is working cohesively.